When you guys come in, can someone let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear? Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. But when you come in, can someone let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear? Just want to make sure before I begin pulling any cards. Thank you, Exposed. Hello. We are about to start a collective here fairly soon. I'm sure you guys have been able to. I'm the Frenchman. Hi. I'm sure you guys have been able to read the description about what we're about to go over. Okay. Please remember to like and comment, share and subscribe. Okay. We're gonna give it about 5 minutes or so. So get comfortable, get some water, get some wine, get your essentials because we're gonna do a quick collective, or it's gonna be about an hour or so. So maybe a little bit over an hour if I have some time to do that. Yeah. So get comfortable, guys. We're gonna give it some time. Hopefully, we can get some more people to come in. Like the live as you guys are coming in. Hello, everyone. We are about to start the collective. Okay. Hopefully, you guys can hear me good. Hopefully, you guys can hear me clearly. We are about to see, how this person is feeling at this time, how the person on your mind is feeling. I think I want to start out with zodiac signs first, just to begin. Before I pull any cards, I think I want to start out with zodiac signs first. Okay, so you can think of someone, whoever you have in mind. This could be their sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, or maybe even their north. If it isn't any of those signs, it could just simply be the energy that they embody. Okay. Don't laugh at my bag. She is a little ashy, but that's okay. Okay, she still gets the job done. Still very lovable. Let's see what zodiac signs might be of significance for this collective spirit. What zodiac signs might be of significance for this collective? The first two we have Scorpio and Aries. First two zodiac signs straight out the gate. Scorpio and Aries. Let's see. What are the next two signs here, Spirit? This might be a little loud. Sorry. The next two signs. We have Scorpio and Aries. Let's see. We have Libra and Aries. Okay, we have Aries out here twice. So someone could have double Aries. They could have an Aries rising and an Aries moon. They could have an Aries moon and an Aries sun. Someone could have double Aries. That could potentially be a thing, or both of you guys could be Aries. You know, something about double Aries could be of significance. Doesn't have to be. Let's see what else we get. I think that was three. We have three signs so far. Aries, Scorpio, Libra. What are the next two signs here? Okay, we have Taurus and Sagittarius. The next two signs is Taurus and Sag. Okay, Taurus and Sagittarius are the next two signs here. Let's see what the last two signs are. Hopefully we don't get any repeats. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I think that's enough. The last two signs, we have Libra again, and we have Leo. We have Libra here again, and we have Leo. I'm contemplating if we should do one more roll. Okay, last roll, guys. I'm gonna do this for about 5 seconds tops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If it doesn't come out here, then that is it. We have Aries and Scorpio. Yeah, that's it, guys. Those are the signs. Those are the signs. If these two signs have already come out, so those signs, all of those could be of significance. Okay, we are going to tap in to see how this person feels. You know what they aren't saying or what they haven't said. Okay, like what's going on with this person? How are they feeling about themselves, about life, about your connection, about love? You know, about the future. How is this person feeling, and what do they want to say? You know, what haven't they said here, Spirit? Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. What's going on with this person that is on my collective's mind at this time? At this current time, when they're watching this recording, this message, this video, at this current time, whenever they're watching it. Okay, the first card we have here is move. Okay, this person could be moved, or they could be moving. Something about this could be of significance. I want to change the location of this microphone. Hopefully that helps a little bit better with the sound. Maybe you guys can hear me a little bit more clear. So the first card we have here is move. This person could be thinking about moving or changing direction or something of that nature. Memories of love is the next card that we have here. Nostalgia, nostalgic. Okay. see what else we have. It says triumphant in success. 77 is out here as well. I feel like someone had a decision to make. This is giving the Ace of Swords. Okay, someone had a decision to make about if they were going to, I feel like, stay somewhere or continue to do something a certain type of way, or if they were going to, like I'm hearing, revamp, if they're going to do something differently here. Okay, I feel like someone knows exactly what needs to be done in order for them to, receive what it is that they want, in order for them to move in the direction that they wish. They understand what needs to be done, they understand what needs to be cut. I feel like with this, it's not cut like clarity. I'm hearing like clarity cutting through the fog. Let's see what else we have. Success and growth. I'm seeing the trees popping out over the fog. I'm seeing like a landscape or something of that nature. I'm seeing like a bird's eye view, something like a bird's eye view, or someone in like a helicopter. But when you look down, you see that there's a lot of fog, but the trees still show up over the fog, is what I'm seeing. We have trapped in fear. It took some time for this person to finally, gain the clarity, for this person to understand just because they weren't able to see. Like, I feel like someone had to take a leap of faith, or someone had to be fed up, I guess you could say, so much so that it didn't matter which direction. They just knew that they could not stay stuck in this space or place. I feel like someone decided to take a leap of faith, a blind leap of faith, and didn't know what could come. Okay, it took them to trusting in the Almighty Most High Divine God, having faith, for them to see it through is what I'm hearing, but see through something like see through. I'm keep seeing like the trees popping out over the fog. This could be their circumstances that they were in, or the things that they were experiencing in life. Not letting those things. I'm hearing not becoming a product of their environment, not becoming a product of their environment, still being able to see through. Let's see what's going on with this person at this time. Heal. We have heal here with memories of love. The things that used to keep this person stuck or trapped, unable to move. 88 is out here. We went from 77 to 88. We actually have 888 out here. Wait, I'm seeing, the more that I see, the more eights I see. I see eight, I see eight, I see eight, I see eight. And I think that this is all, do you see the numbers? How it's okay, never mind. But that could be of significance for someone. I feel like, it took someone some time to heal from the past, heal, learn, unlearn, and relearn or redefine their life. Okay, someone could have been sat down, someone even could have been isolated in order for them to hear themselves think, in order for them to see and listen. Sight and vision could be of significance, but the six senses, something about, grounding themselves, okay, getting back in tune with nature, getting back in tune or getting back aligned, like frequency, okay, the radio, something like that. New beginnings, yes. Yes, they did not know what was to come. You see, this person is walking on the world here. You have no idea what you could fall into or what could happen, but somebody still decided to take a leap of faith. I'm seeing somebody walking on water. Okay, defying gravity or something. If only they knew the power that they actually have, or if only they knew how tall, how much strength, or how much growth, or how much success could actually come from this, or is actually to come from this. You know, if only someone could. I'm seeing like Jack and the Beanstalk or something of that nature. You know, someone understanding that they are far bigger or grander or smarter than whatever was keeping them trapped or entrapping them in some way, shape, or form. I'm really seeing someone finding their strength, finding their power, finding their identity, finding the things that they are willing to stand for, finding the things that they are willing to get in position for, finding the things that they are willing to fight for. We have temptation here. We have temptation. They was getting tested. Somebody was getting tested. But to be honest, they healed. This person healed that shit. They healed it. They was getting tested. Okay. In more ways than one. It could have been a very vigorous testing. This being thrown out into the wolves and then being isolated in some way, shape, or form. I feel like somebody was very hot, very cold, very hot, very cold. Okay, it was a lot going on. Give me one more card here. Moving on. They had 88. Another 8. Another 8. We already have 88. This is 888 one time, but we already had 888 out here multiple times. Somebody passed. They passed this test. They passed this lesson. Their soul is progressing. Not just them getting older, but them growing the wisdom, them really excelling is like, yeah, they did that. They did that. Yeah. I need some more space. I need some more space. Let me just rearrange these babies. I'm feeling guided to pull another layer before I hop into, the next set of cards. I have a ton of cards over here that I'm going to be going over. I do hope that I'm able to show it all on this board. But I do have a ton of cards that I want to use in this reading. If you are just coming in, please remember to like the live, guys. But let's see what else. Release. They have. I'm so proud of this person. I am so. You should be. If this is you, you should be proud of yourself. If this is your significant other, um, I really want you to understand how much this person is or just recently has undergone, like overcome in their own personal life. It could have potentially caused some tension or maybe even some separation within your connection. But this person is really going through a rebirth. They are really stepping into their authentic, like their authenticity. They're no longer being allowing the shadow to like dictate how they move or what keeps them. Like they're no longer letting their fears, their shadow, lower vibrational energies and/or entities keep them stuck, because they can rise above the fog. They can see through. Like they understand. They have a clear understanding of self, and they're no longer getting in their own way. Or it's like they will no longer, you feel me? I really just feel like somebody is, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. You feel me? Just feel like somebody is stepping into something real and true. Okay, we have balance here. Balance. And we have listen. That the oop, the tune, I was about to say the frequency is what I couldn't get out. But the frequency, someone is getting back aligned with, their own personal, like radio station, something about the radio station. Okay, something about like somebody having their own sound wave or their own, you know dial tone. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but that could be of significance. This person bounces to the beat of their own drum, and they're no longer letting, the radio play whatever the radio gonna play. Somebody is controlling the radio. Your control, self-control could be of significance, especially with this temptation here. But someone has a more self-awareness here. They are getting more aligned with what is actually good for them and what no longer serves them any purpose, what just keeps them stuck in patterns and imbalance. You know, I'm very proud of this person. Um, so let's see. Hmm. Let's see. I want to do the answer then. Hello, everyone. Guys, this reading is going to be a little lengthy. Okay, it's going to be a little lengthy. So hopefully, you guys have some time to stick around and see the whole reading. If not, it is recorded. You can always go back and watch it whenever you want to. Okay, but it is going to be a little lengthy. So let's see. Can we get some clarity about this here? Clarify. I believe this is move. Delivery, it says transportation, inheritance, and escort. We have this here with move. Okay, hi Phoenix. This is this is so dope. Like I was just talking about inheritance and on TikTok, but this transportation is more, you know, this speed with this move here. You know, someone has ascended into a new timeline or into a new, you know, into new period. They have ascended into new territory, you know, they have done the necessary work. Like, not a lot of people, though we all should be dedicating time, effort, and energy into healing, but it's very rarely that we do it in a conscious way. It's usually something that the universe has to force us to do through some type of traumatic experience, you know. But this person, you know, we all go through our ups and downs, but I feel like this person is kind of getting ahead of the curve now. They're starting to take a lot more accountability for their actions or for the way their life looks or for the way that they show up, you know? Look at it. It says prosperity, abundance, wealth, good luck, and blessings. I am so proud of this person, bro. I'm so proud of them because I know it wasn't easy. I know it was not easy to do this. I know it was hard. Okay, but they were successful at this feat. They were successful. You under like I know it was not easy. Okay. I just want to put extra emphasis on that. People don't do it because it's a hard thing to do. It is a hard thing to do, to look yourself in the mirror and take accountability for your actions and start making conscious decisions to change your life. It is a hard thing to do. So kudos to this person. You know, we always be saying, don't be congratulating people for doing what they're supposed to do, but so many people be out here doing shit that they don't have no business. That when you see somebody finally, like when you see people excelling and doing it the way that it's supposed to be done, I just can't help but be genuinely happy, genuinely proud, even if I don't know them. I know it wasn't easy. So go ahead with your bad self. You feel me? You gotta give credit where credit is due. That's just how I see it. It says, give up the previous plan. It says, release old patterns, embrace change. Change, clear the way for renewal. We have this here with this Ace of Swords. We have this here with, what does it say exactly? It says, triumphant success. Triumph over success. Triumph. Congratulations to whoever this is, to whoever you are. If you know who this person is, you know, give them a little extra tender loving care. Give them a little extra because they deserve it. I mean, they're already about to get it. But if you are a part of my collective, then we have an abundance of love to give. And this person just, you feel me? Put a little bit. I'm seeing somebody get like an iced coffee. Put a little bit of extra caramel in there. Put a little bit of extra chocolate in there. You know, it's just, I don't know. Fire. It says carnival, celebration, and ceremony. We have this here with success and growth. I I don't know who this person is. And I'm going to say this as many times as I feel guided to say it because maybe they don't hear it enough. But I am so proud of them for doing this. Let's see. We have this card says trapped in fear. It says treatment, healing, comfort, surgery, and repair. They did not run. They did not run from this. They faced their fears in some way, shape, or form. They healed. Okay. They were able to take the hard look in the mirror. They were able to face the boogeyman. They were able to face their shadow. They were able to face temptation. They were able to face it. They did not run from it. Okay. Clarify, heal. Clarify, heal. Right next to it. That's double confirmation. Okay, they could have been fighting twice as many. Okay, I'm hearing you know I had to double it. Somebody could have had twice as much karma. It's some of this karma could have even potentially stemmed from a past life. I'm seeing somebody having to do like I'm hearing double trouble or double homicide or just double. It's like I know it wasn't easy. That's all I'm gonna say. I know it wasn't easy, but this double confirmation here with heal, it's like somebody was healing, could have been healing from two things at one time, or double something. It says chat, exchange of information, disclose information, and it says inquire. This could have to do with therapy. I'm thinking about when I see this card, I'm thinking about therapy. I'm thinking about someone um, being open, being honest, and expressing, what they would usually keep trapped inside, or what they would usually let them, break them down from the inside out. I'm seeing someone having a healthier approach to how they decide to heal. Someone is in a space or place where they are like putting their pride aside and being open and honest about actually needing help. That is the first one of the hardest things that, causes so many people to run away, is because not only do they feel like they have to do it alone, but a lot of people feel like they don't have anywhere to go, and most often, I'm going to be honest, it could not all the time, but it is an excuse. There are so many places that you can go to. There are so many outlets. There are so many things that we have access to, even the internet. People go to the internet and vent every day. I don't recommend it. I recommend that you go to a qualified specialist. I recommend that you go to a priest or something of that nature, someone that can actually give you the guidance and assistance and wisdom that you need. But I feel like somebody did do that. They did not give themselves any excuses for why they couldn't do it. They found the necessary information that was needed for them to heal instead of just leaving it up to chance. I'm hearing throwing caution to the wind. They took action toward this instead of just waiting for someone else to do it. They found the necessary people, places, and things to help them heal instead of trying to do it all alone, putting their pride to the side and understanding that they had a problem, something that was possibly too grand. Like I said, something was double. Okay, it's hard enough for one person to do it. So if somebody was dealing with two times as much, I keep hearing like two things. Somebody was healing from two things at one time, okay? Or multiple things at one time. It says love here. Appreciation, fondness, respect, and trust. We have this here with new beginnings. Okay, someone's road to love started with self love, started with not giving up on themselves, started with showing up every day, started with, allowing themselves to be vulnerable so that they can receive the treatment that they need. I'm seeing someone's inability to open up their mouth, like pride, putting their pride to the side and saying, like, I need help and I don't know what I need. I don't know what I need. I need help trying to figure that out. We have temptation here. Clarify temptation, please. Dream. It says desire, omen, nightmare, and fantasy. Somebody stopped. They stepped out of the illusion, the fog. They saw over the fog. It's like somebody who it's like a reality check, but it's not a reality check that takes away all of your hope and faith. but it's a reality check that lets. I mean, there's a scripture that says faith doesn't make things easy; they make things possible. I think that is the exact scripture, but it's like they stopped looking at their life, I guess you could say, in this fairy tale type of way, or they stopped looking at it in this one, like I feel like it was like a one lens or one scope. Somebody was not in reality. Somebody was trying to hold on to the love, trying to hold on to the versions of themselves that made the most sense, trying to hold on to, things that felt the most familiar. Okay, but once someone was ready to finally let go of all those things that really was not serving them stepping into this new sense of awareness really gave them, it's like it's giving them a new perspective about their dreams, the reality of their dreams, how it's not impossible or it doesn't have to be something that stems from a negative place. You can still, I really am trying to put this in the right words so that y'all really understand the transformation in somebody's mind that had to be had about how they allow certain emotions to register and in how they and that how they react or how they Jesus Christ, somebody just had to unlearn and relearn, how they define love, how they define support, how they define pride, how they define integrity. These things really had to be redefined for this person because the definitions or, the labels that they were putting on themselves, it's like somebody that says, I'm strong because I can hold it all together, when in all actuality, that only makes you weak. It's like somebody is thinking that because they're strong because they can hold on to all of these things, but if all of those things are negative, it's only making you weak or it's only showing your weaknesses. It's like someone is no longer like, how can I put this, they're no longer equating, I guess you could say, like their strength, their emotional strength with their physical strength or something like that. Somebody is seeing things differently, they're redefining everything. It's like their dreams are their dreams, but they're realizing that their dreams doesn't have to be an illusion. Your dream can very much well be reality, but you have to be doing what needs to be done. You have to be in position. You have to be healing. It needs to be done right. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I really hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I really hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, y'all picking up what I'm putting down. But a lot about this had to change for this person, in order for them to really be on the up and up, I guess you could say, in order for them to really, stop taking the shortcuts to the temporary, glitter when they have a direct and clear path to gold. It might be longer, it might be a little bit more tedious and strenuous, but it is the real thing. Okay, it's like they have had many, pots that when they got to the end of that rainbow was glitter in there and it wasn't real gold. Somebody is understanding, the importance of healing for real, not for other people, but more importantly for yourself, so that you can be present in your land of milk and honey. Okay, let's see what else we have. Clarify this, moving on. Hurricane, upheaval, destruction, and sudden disaster. Okay, now let's go. All right, clarify, release. This is a complete factory reset. It says Father, production, hunting, protection, and teaching. But I'm getting wisdom. I'm getting learning, structure, foundation with this release. You know, protection, but more structured. A structural foundation, solid brick, something like that. Brick and mortar, brick, brick. Okay. Let's see what else, like what's going on with this person. How are they feeling right now? We have difference. We have balance. It says road, future, choices, and destiny. Okay, this person, they knew their dream. They also knew that at the on the path that they were going, or at the rate that they were going, their dream was never going to come to them. And if it was going to come to them, it was going to be very toxic and very low vibrational. So they changed. They did the necessary change. They took the necessary steps here, to change. They if you want to see something different, you're gonna have to do something different. Okay. Clarify, listen here. They got in position. I feel like they tuned in. Cooperation, acceptance, listening. Well, look at it. Listening, teamwork, and win-win. We have listen here twice. They got aligned. Okay. They got in tune. They're connected with their higher self. They're connected with the Almighty Multi-Divine God. They got in alignment. I keep hearing that, in tune, but in their own frequency. They got the calls, what it's giving. So I want to tap into how they're feeling about my collective, emotionally, in terms of love. What's going on with this person in terms of love right now. I see that they're going through a transformation in their own personal life, but I do want to start tapping into how are they feeling, about love right now. What's their ideas on love? What's their plans for love? Like what's going on in the love department. Let's start to see. Before I tap into how they feel or what they haven't said, I do want to just tap into like the overall love energy in this person's life. It's like the person that's on your mind. I want to tap into the overall energy in their love life right now. Not just your connection, but all connections. If there's anything outside, anything still lingering, anything swept under the rug, I want to see it right now. What's going on in their love life? We have we have beginnings, try again, new direction, and start over. And we have commitment, marriage, promises, fidelity. This is so stinking cute. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm not gonna do too much. But that's a good woman. That's a good man, Savannah. That's a good woman. That's a good man. Whoever this is, somebody is they done some healing. They have done a significant amount of healing actually. So they could be looking for love right now. They could be looking to want to step into something new or try again. Okay, we have memories here. We have reminiscing, dwelling in bittersweet. This person could very much well be reminiscing about old nostalgic things or old love connections. Maybe who they once were, who they used to be. I feel like someone, like maybe blessings, potential love connections that could have been blocked, or someone being able to take accountability for how things played out in previous connections, so that they can make more conscious decisions moving forward here. I feel like someone is getting ready for their new love by, just going over what they went through in the past, the good and the bad, the highs and the lows, how they react to certain things. And, when they're willing to, I'm like being the teacher and surrendering, but also being the students, you know. I feel like somebody really is getting in tune, like getting heavily in tune. We have fantasy here and distracted. Yeah, it's like because someone had, I feel like they could have wasted a lot of time, or they feel like they wasted a lot of time like playing around or lollygagging. I'm hearing you thinking small. It was playing small because they had yet to heal. But it's like somebody wants the big thing now. They want the big celebration. I'm seeing like a beach wedding. I'm seeing like a beach wedding. People on a beach. Okay, like somebody could like a Caribbean or something like that. It doesn't have to be Caribbean, however you pronounce it. But I'm seeing a beach wedding. Someone wants to get married on the beach. Heat. It better be somewhere cool, not hot. But I'm seeing a beach wedding here. We have confused, uncertain, unclear, and unsure. Okay, we have this here with fire, carnival, celebration, and ceremony. Okay, this person, because they was playing small, because they were allowing their attachments, they're allowing their temptations to keep them stuck and stagnant. When it came time to celebrate, when it came time to reap those rewards, or when it came time to reap the harvest from those fruit, they were lackluster. They were not sweet. They were bland. They were GMO. Not even, I'm hearing not even the worms, not even the worms, not even the earthworms wanted to eat those fruit. What I'm getting is that it wasn't what they wanted it to be here. It wasn't anything worth celebrating. It wasn't anything worth getting hyped over. And this person had to come to terms like, if this is not making me happy, what differences do I really need to make in my life? Is there anything that I need to do? Or it's like they really had to take a step back. They had to take a step back and look at everything like a Sagittarius. They had to take a step back and look at everything. They have to recognize their own patterns. We have shocking here. It says turmoil, trouble, and unexpected. Lo and behold, they could have been a little bit toxic. They could have been a little bit of the problem due to them playing small, due to them not living in their true, authentic energy, due to them. I just feel I'm picking up on a little bit of resentment could have been had here, but it could have been their own personal self, or like this, we have confusion, like this being stuck, like why is this happening, or why isn't this happening, why isn't this working out the way that I want it to work out here. Clarify this chat. This is where I feel like therapy came in, or it says open heart, receptive empathy, and vulnerability. This is where I feel like somebody really took a turn, or somebody really, you know took that leap, when they had more questions than answers, when they found that I feel like somebody kept like overthinking and finding themselves in the same constant loop of thinking, and they needed someone to like hear them out, or they needed to be able to hear them. Like, I'm seeing like somebody not having someone that they can talk to on a regular basis, and because of this, they can't get it out. So it just keeps spinning around and around in their head. Okay. And it's like, they're not actually able, I'm hearing in one ear and out the other, but they can't hear the message. It's like somebody couldn't hear themselves think. It's so crazy, but the thoughts kept going in their mind. I can't explain this. Like, I really hope that you understand what I'm saying, but it's like out of sight, out of mind, or something like that, until it was spoken into existence, until they called it out and claimed it out. It was just going to keep lingering. It was just going to keep, what the hell is that smell? It's like you keep smelling something and you smelling it, but you ain't really gonna say nothing about it until you something in here does not until you call it out, identify it, until you go searching for it, until you go looking for it. It was just gonna be looked overlooked. They weren't willing. They had to take that leap of faith. They had to allow themselves to be vulnerable and be open about how they really feel, about how they really felt. Okay, be open to criticism, be open to looking in that mirror, be open to the reality, taking accountability and giving it as well. It says shallow, hollow, empty, and boredom. We have this here with love, appreciation, fondness, respect, and trust. Somebody could have been potentially scared to get deep, scared to really open up their heart, open up their emotions, because they know that there was some lingering, skeletons in that closet that had yet to be addressed. And then they realized that their dreams were going to only be just that, a dream, until they really got in position, until they really started putting in the necessary work to bring their dreams into reality. It's like somebody, they got tired of their dreams being far fetched. They got tired of being unhappy and unsatisfied with life, and they stopped placing the blame on other people, places, and things, and looked in the mirror and asked themselves, what can I do to change this? Is there anything that I can do? And that was the best thing that they could have did. That was the best thing that they could have did. It says dream here. It says chasing thrills, excitements, and a good time. This was temptation, the illusion of what they really want, knowing that they have not done anything to actually get in position for this ecstasy or this excitement or this good time to really have stemmed from a true genuine place. They hadn't really done any of the work. So there should have been no reward to reap. And if there was any, it was only a fraction of the sweetness, a fraction of the goodness, a fraction of the real deal. You know, Clarify Hurricane, distracted, sidetrack, change, and delays. We have this here with moving on. This is trying to avoid the storm instead of weathering it. I'm seeing like storm warning, storm warning, storm warning, storm warning. Okay, the storm warning has been going on for the past 10 years, 20 years, and it allows somebody to stay stuck and stagnant because of the fear of the unknown and what could possibly happen. And this person decided to take a leap of faith out there, and lo and behold, the station was broken. Lo and behold, the radio was broken. It was out of tune. It was out of service. It was glitching or it was stuck. They had to tap back in. They had to tune back into the right frequency. They had to take the leap of faith. They had to stand up over the clouds, over the confusion, I guess you could say, over the hurricane that was merely an illusion, if you ask me. Playing on repeat, yes, but they would have never known that. They would have never known had they not tuned into a different frequency, had they not, stopped allowing this to keep them stuck and stagnant. They decided to go out there, even if there is a storm warning. You know what? There has to be something more out there than me staying stuck in here. There has to be something more. There has to be something else. Healing. I'm seeing the ark. I'm seeing when he built that ark. I don't know why that's what I'm seeing, but it is what I'm seeing. We have production, hunting, protection, and teaching, but I'm picking up more foundational, something being able to weather the storm, an infinite strength or a strength that comes from within or something of that nature, is really something that cannot be shaped, foundation that cannot be destroyed, something that is impenetrable or something of that nature. Clarify difference, I'm sorry. Yes! It makes me so happy. Though they haven't really specified if this was a masculine yet. This could be anybody. It could be masculine or feminine, but I'm happy to just see people healing. It just makes me feel good to see people doing what we're all supposed to do, but that very few of us actually do. It makes me feel good. You said you can tell? Okay, I feel you. We have confessions here with difference. It says unveiling, coming clean in messages. I'm getting this with that vulnerability. Okay, with that vulnerability, instead of them holding it all in, instead of them staying stuck and stagnant, or instead of them constantly going over the plan, going over the plan, going over the plan, and never knowing if it was actually going to succeed, but instead incorporating it or doing it instead of just thinking it, speaking it out. I can't stay here. I can't this. Well, I'll never know if my plan is going to work if I don't try it, and I just keep listening to the storm warning that's been going on for 15 years. I'm seeing like the Matrix. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing the Matrix finally fall. Conflict. It says clashing differences and incompatibility. Storm warning. Storm warning. Storm warning. Storm warning. I'm seeing the Matrix, like the walls finally coming down, or the illusions finally breaking. It says realizations. Oh my gosh, epiphanies, understandings, and awakenings. I'm seeing it falling to the wayside, breaking down as soon as someone can speak it out, as soon as someone can call it out. Being able to identify it for what it is the first thing. Now, let's tap in a little bit deeper. I do want to tap into the Twisted Oracle because I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat like everybody is, kumbaya, peaches and cream, and all of that fun shit. I know that we all still have healing that we have to do. We are all human. We are all susceptible for falling into some bullshit, So, okay, the first card that popped out here is feeling like crap, feeling like shit. We did talk about how this could not have been an easy thing to do. This comes with its own personal trials and tribulations. I know it was hard for this person to do. We do have fear over here as well. This could have had a lot to do with like their energy, their mindset, how they were feeling. Like could have potentially been insecure for a bit, or maybe brain fog or confused, forgetting things or something like that could have been of significance. But it's because this person they had a lot going on mentally, physically, emotionally. They just were dealing with a lot internally. We have workplace affair out here. Some of you guys could know this person from work, or y'all could. Something about work could be of significance. Somebody could have been dealing with someone at work, or stepped out at work. Something about work could be of significance, or this could be distractions again when they are supposed to be focused on what needs to be done, focused on the real thing that they actually say that they want in their life, and allowing things to come in and distract them when they are in these low periods. It's like somebody was weak in the knees. Okay, this could have been something that happened that could have caused some type of separation, or distancing within this relationship or connection if you guys are already together. If you don't know this person, this could have been something that happened in the past. I'm not sure here, but something about a workplace affair over here with this commitment. Childhood wounds. We have this here with memories, reminiscing, dwelling in bittersweet, bullying, sexual abuse, physical abuse, toxic parents, and abandonment. A trigger warning for someone. That could be a trigger warning for someone. I did put the kid, like no kids allowed. So if you are an adult, I do want to trigger warning. A lot of redefining here about says turning your back. Okay, a lot of redefining here about how they allow certain emotions, or how they allow certain things to show up in their life. Instead of letting certain emotions run rampant, or letting certain memories run rampant in their mind, and stop them from doing what needs to be done, or getting themselves into a bind that they essentially really know better. They know better. you know Somebody had to stop giving themselves excuses for why they couldn't do what needed to be done, and they just did it. Okay, it's giving Nike, just do it. Okay, somebody could be wearing Nike, could have just went to the Nike store. I don't know, something about Nike. Yes, we have memories out here with open heart. You know, this person wanting that dream love, wanting that fantasy love, wanting that genuine love. There was no way in hell that they were going to have that with it being high vibrational if the memories that they have surrounding love were mainly traumatic, or were mainly betrayal and things of that nature. It's like they had to allow their heart chakra to be open to not only just accepting love, but healing love, so that the love that they give to their significant other is not broken or damaged or painful. It's like they had to heal their love, their cup of love. You know, it's like someone could be okay with accepting love, but when it comes time for them to give, it gives in a negative way, or it gives in an abusive way, or it gives in ways that don't really align, or aren't really who they truly are, but things that they experience in life that they had yet to heal from, that they have been holding on to. And it's like this person tells themselves, I made it through all of these things. I'm strong because I made it through all of these things, but they haven't actually been able to be at peace. It's like they hold on to all of this, and they aren't actually able to be at peace. Okay, apart, and this keeps them wanting to escape. It keeps them wanting to, relieve themselves of the pressure in some way, shape, or form. And they were continuing to go about this in a toxic way. Okay, but the toxic ways were only getting them into shit that they did not want to be in. That otherwise could have been avoided. This person has to take accountability. You can no longer blame your childhood wounds for how you are reacting now as an adult. There should not be no kids in here, so we are all adults. But yeah, it says two-faced here in two different places and spaces, or two different timelines. It's like you're saying that you want this, but your actions are not aligning with what it is that you say that you want. you're still doing things that take you away from the very things that you claim that you want in your life. So which way is it? Which direction is it? Which decision is it? Somebody had to sit down and really decide, sit down and really come up with a game plan, or really take accountability so that they can move forward in a conscious way, make more conscious decisions, and stop being so, you know, led by temptation, led by ecstasy, led by, negativity, low vibrational things. It says closing this cycle out. Funeral. It says fucked up over you. We have this here with healing. Do y'all already know this person? 55, 55. Do you guys already know this person? Or is this like the love? I don't know if you guys already know this person, but as they heal, as they, do the necessary healing work, I feel like it makes this person a little bit more obsessed with the love that they are opening themselves up to. They could be sending you telepathic communications, and this is because you guys obviously have a soulmate connection here. I feel like the more they rise to being who they are supposed to be, the more they step into their authenticity, the easier it will be for them to connect with you, even if you guys don't know each other. It's that red string theory is what I'm hearing, and the gravitational or magnetic pull that you guys have. Y'all souls are supposed to become one. Okay, this person is rising to that. They're getting ready for that. They're calling you in if you guys don't already know this person. Family is right here. Truth, discovery, awakening, and illumination. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. They can see over the clouds. They can see over the storm. They can see past. So we still have seven, seven decks. This we are now stepping into the portion of what they haven't said or what they aren't saying. For those of you guys that are already in a connection with this person, this will just give you a bit of insight about what they have been feeling over this past maybe 6 months or so. It doesn't have to be that long, but I don't think that's something that happened overnight. So it could have been longer, it could have been shorter for some of you guys. It could be 2 weeks. I don't really know, but I picked up 6 months. Over the past 6 months, the things that they have been wanting to say but haven't said, I'll be sure to put it at 58 minutes for when we started to tap into this portion of it. Okay. Okay. This love is crazy. First card out. The passion is too much. I'm hearing, you rock my world. You rock my world. Somebody could like Michael Jackson. It says, I can't promise you anything. I can't make a decision. I'm scared of rejection. These feelings are eating me alive. I long for your kiss. I wish I could be a different person. It's no longer a wish. I will put that out there. I will add a little bit of 2 cents with that because it's no longer a wish. They are doing it. They are doing it. My life is a mess right now. I feel lonely is here. And I am better with my mind than my heart. I need to figure myself out. The beautiful part about these messages is that their actions are speaking louder than any words I feel like they could have ever expressed. Just based off of what I'm getting here, is their actions, is definitely going to, if it hasn't already started to show how much inner work they're doing, it will be showing very soon. Okay, so this is just confirmation that, yeah, just confirmation. What else do we have here, Spirit? Give me some more cards about, what they want to say. What they want to say. Ooh. This card says, I want to make you mine. This card says, you are the first thing I think about when I open my eyes. I became numb because I refused to take accountability for my behavior. I am grateful that you came into my life. You are the only one I see. You are my everything. You are so beautiful to me. Okay, what else do we have in Spirit? It says, I need space. This separation is needed right now. Just maybe, I don't know why it was funny. It just, I don't know. Oh, it says, I am healing. Please be patient with me. Damn. I miss the feeling of your body on mine. And I think there's something behind that. It says, I'm keeping tabs on you. Okay, now. They're keeping tabs on you, they say. It says, I miss you more and more every day. I miss you more and more every day. Let's see if we can get one more. Okay. And this card, okay, it says, Jesus, what is this message? I can't keep going on without you. This card fell. Like, did y'all see how it was jumping out of my freaking hand? It was just kept jumping out of my hand. I can't keep going on without you. That needs to be the thumbnail. I'm going to make this the thumbnail with the way this thing was bouncing out of my hand. I hope I can get this without. I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. Hi, Rocky. Said, don't tell him, don't tell him, don't tell him. The card was jumping out of my hand. Okay, what else do we have here? Give us some more messages. What do they want to say? What haven't they said? It says playing games. This is a game to me. The way I'm acting, responding, or posting to get your attention. Okay. This card says, It's on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you are talking to. I'm better. I will compete for you. Okay, so somebody over here is changing their tune up a bit, giving a little bit more confidence. It says, let me go. You deserve all the good things in the world, and right now I am not in a space to give you the type of connection you deserve. Live your life and let me go. It says, I became numb because I refuse to take accountability for my actions. So they was saying, sacrifice the connection. I can't give you what you need. Instead of them doing the work, they just gave an excuse for why they couldn't do what needed to be done. That's no longer happening here. That period is over. It says, I'm leaving. I'm ready to leave a situation or mindset that has not served me and hindered my growth. I am grateful that you came into my life. You are the only one I see. This card says, I'm single. I'm single right now. I'm not attached to anyone, and I'm not looking to get into a relationship at this time. Now, they say that all while saying, you are the only one I see. Okay. It says, you hurt me. It says, you are my everything here. It says, you hurt me. Everything that happened hurt me so much. I need more time to heal. I need space. This separation is needed right now. It says, will you listen? There are so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me? But will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? I'll read this again. It says, there are so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? Would you believe this person if they told you that they fucked up, that they genuinely love you, but there is some healing that they need to do, that they want you to be patient with them and give them the benefit of the doubt and don't give their shit away? I'm hearing, don't give my shit away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight. But this is like their self worth. They're trying to get their self worth. Like they're trying to do some healing, do some self love. Okay, they want to be a better version. They want to be a better person. They want to be a different person. They don't want to be who they used to be. Okay, they don't want to love you the way that they used to love you. They don't want to show up the way that they used to show up. This person wants to do a whole, revamp or something like that. They want to do a whole 360, 180 type. They want to do something different. 180. They want to turn it around and go in a different direction. But at the same time, they don't want to. I don't feel like this person wants to fully sacrifice the connection. They don't want you to see them for how they used to be, but they also don't want you to like leave them. It says, I am healing, right? I am healing. Please be patient with me. Not the right time. I am overwhelmed with responsibilities. I don't have the time or energy for a relationship. This is healing. They're healing from two different things, two different occurrences, two different situations, two different relationships, two different things this person is healing from. So they would probably more likely to be just bleeding on over into your relationship or connection, or you probably already saw this firsthand for some of you guys. They were already dealing with some things that they had to heal when they came in contact with you. You guys could have even potentially trauma bonded. Now that's not going to be for everyone, but it is for someone. Let's see what we have here for the bottom. It says missing you. It says I miss the. This card says I miss the feeling of your body on mine, and this one says I miss you. I wish things were different. Keeping tabs. I'm keeping tabs on you. This says lost. I feel lost without you. Lost without you. Can't help myself. How does it feel to know that I love you, baby? I'm lost without you. can't help myself. Okay, it says, I miss you more and more every day. Okay. It says, you are my soulmate. Okay. It must be written in the stars because you most definitely are my destiny. We belong together. We belong together. I'm picking up a lot of music, and you know that I'm right. Why do you play with my heart? Why do you play with my mind? Said we'd be forever. Oh my gosh, somebody could be singing. I'm like a lot of like singing a lot because somebody could be listening to like music a lot, trying to like get over this or get past this, or they could be in their feelings, like listening to music. It really did. Like a lot of music started coming in. It did. And this says no. It says I can't keep going on without you. And this card says no one compares. No matter how many people I've met and experiences I've had, there's no one who compares to you. All right, we have 4 more decks. Are you guys ready to go? Oh, do you guys think we need to do 4 more decks? I don't think we need to do 4 more decks. How many decks do you guys think we should do more? I don't think we need to do all 4 decks. I pulled them out, but I don't think we need to do all 4 of them. I'm sure you guys can see them over here in the corner. These are the 4 decks. I feel like I need a cigarette. I don't think we need to use all 4 decks. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Come on, let me know. Let me know. What do you guys think? We are already a great deal, good deal of time in. So what do you guys think down below? If you are new in here, please be sure to like the live. If you are new in here, please be sure to like the live. Okay. Make it truth for sure. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Do we have anybody else for the second deck? Do we have anyone else in the chat for the second deck? Do we have anyone in the chat that can? I don't think we need 4 decks. Yes. So we have 1 deck already picked. Okay. So we will need someone to pick the second deck, and I'll put the other 2 back. So if there's anyone in the chat that wants to pick the second deck, did you do tarot? No, I did not do tarot this reading. I did not do tarot this reading. This is going to be an oracle reading. I'm not going to be pulling any tarot cards this go around. I did pull out some zodiac signs. I'm not going to be pulling any tarot. We are doing all oracle messages. Oh, is there anyone that's going to pick between these 3 decks? We have Burning Heart, we have Love Confessions, and we have this Rose Oracle deck. Love Confessions. Okay, great. Great. I did get tarot can cause confusion sometimes. No, I love tarot. It's just I already have a lot going on here and I want to eat some food. Yeah, and I also could go for a Hufflepuffle break. Okay, Shadow? Shadow could be of significance, or I don't know. But anywho, yes. Let's see. Guys, we are accepting tips and donations. The link is in my bio for anyone that would like to support, send some generosity my way. I would love that so much. Thank you. Okay. It says, I'm used to getting my way, but you put me in my place. It says, I miss making love to you. I will do anything just to hold you again. We have that holding. Somebody really does miss like cuddle time with you, or like being hugged up after y'all do the nasty, or before y'all do the nasty. Somebody likes to hold you or be held. I'm hearing big spoon, little spoon. Somebody likes to be held or does definitely enjoy like a lot of skin to skin. Like somebody could be very clingy. It says, I tried to replace you, but it didn't work out because I'm madly in love with you and I was fighting it. I know this is divine. No one compares to you is already out here. No matter how many people I've met and experiences I've had, there's no one who compares to you. Truth is, baby, you got me. Damn. You got it. Says, truth is, I'm in love with you. It says, I love variety, but there is something about you I just can't resist. I'm only staying here for my kids, nothing else. I'm making my way out. Some of you guys, we have I'm single here, so some this like could be a shared family or conjoined family or something like that. Someone could have kids here, you or this person could have kids. That's not going to fit for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone. My left ear is ringing. I'm hearing to the left. Oh my gosh, just come out. Okay, this card says, I don't care what people think anymore. I've been given bad advice. I'm listening to my intuition. I know you are the one. It says, I couldn't give to you like I wanted because I'm still healing from my past. I couldn't give to you like I wanted because I'm still healing from my past. I don't care what people think anymore. I've been given bad advice. I'm listening to my intuition. I know you are the one. Karmic partner interference. I know you are my soulmate, babe. Our bond is magnetic. I'm seeing all these signs. Yeah, this year with missing you. So if this person does have like a family from a previous connection, if they have kids from a previous connection, this could have been something that they had to get under wraps. This could have been something that they had to, get like control over, or no longer allow them to be controlled by this. They needed to have like some healthy boundaries or something like that in order for them to be able to live a happy, healthier life, like moving on in a more graceful way. Okay, so that could be for some of you guys, they had to square away a karmic partner or get something on like a healthy co-parenting relationship could have needed to be like enforced or initiated here in order for them to, be able to love their kids and still be able to like embrace or embark on a love that they have and share with you. I'm going through a lot right now. I need space and time to gather my thoughts. I'm going to put a ring on it. I'm going to put a ring on it when the time is right. And this says, it's fine. And we are coming up on our last deck of the evening. We are coming up on our last deck of the evening. Whoop, 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 whoop. Coming up on our last deck of the evening. Love Confessions. Let's see. This card says, you are my proof that God is listening. Your love is a blessing I won't let go of easily. That flew. Mm. I start drama because that's the only time you pay me any attention. Sometimes I just need you to listen. I don't know how to love you anymore. Teach me. I am treating you how others have treated me. It says, I don't care what people think anymore. I've been given that advice. I am treating you how others have treated me. I am listening to my intuition. Uh-huh. Let's see what else we have. Sometimes it's easier to lie to you because you always overreact about everything. Don't compare yourself to my rendezvous. I have a big appetite. This was a problem for you guys. This was a temptation. This person going back and forth could have been with I'm hearing somebody's baby's mom or somebody's baby's dad. They kept going back to their old life and they hadn't made a decision about if they wanted to step into this new life yet. Okay, they kept going back and it was not a healthy thing. Again, they weren't even going back for like the betterment of the kids. They were going back to have sex with this person. It wasn't really anything there. Emotionally, it was just availability. I guess you could say somebody was available. That's a little bit okay. It says, I'm still fighting for us. Don't give up on me. And it says, your attitude pushes me to other lovers. I'm going through a lot right now. I need space to gather my thoughts. Okay. This person had a lot of accountability that they needed to take. Okay. There was a lot that this person had to overcome. And that I remember I kept saying two of something, something about two or double something. That could be the two. Something about two kids could be of significance or two households, two people, two lovers, a new one and an old one. There was two of something that somebody had to deal with. This card says, why do you always threaten to leave me? That's not love. Take the time to get to know the real me. They had to step into this authentic version. They had to do a lot of healing. They had to do a lot of accountability. They had to take a lot of accountability. They had to see, like somebody had to see where it was them that was very toxic in their previous relationships and could have prevented, better relationships from coming into their life or better experiences in love, to be happening due to their inability to move on from the past, due to their fear of what the future might potentially hold. They had a lot to overcome, but they did though. If you guys remember the beginning of the reading, that is how we began. That is how we began. It took a lot. It took someone a lot to overcome. It took somebody a lot to do, but they did do it. It's entirely up to you if you guys want to, you know, continue on or anything. But this is just giving some insight about, what they're going through, how they feel, what they are overcoming, what they're not saying. Often most times we want the truth. We want the truth. We want the truth. Right up until the truth is looking you right in your face, and it looks like, yeah, it did take me some time to decide between if I wanted to be with you and my previous lover. It did take me some time to choose. It did take this. It did take that. I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. I could have potentially hurt you. It wasn't, purposely done. It was a subconscious move. If we want the truth, right up until it's looking you in your face. So like this is the truth about how they feel for some of you guys. For a majority of you guys, this is the truth about how they feel. The beauty about it is that this person has already overcome all of this mental confliction. They have already overcome all of these restrictions and restraints. They have done the necessary work in healing. They were successful at growing up and seeing things from a different perspective. They've done it all. So the hard part is already over. If you don't know this person or if you haven't connected with this person, then it's great because you will never even see this side. But for those of you that have been with this person for some time, or you guys have history together, this is just giving you some insight about maybe some things that you already knew or some things that you didn't know. Thank you, everyone. If anyone needs to book me, I do want to start off by saying I would never reach out to you for a reading, but if you need to reach out to me, if you need to book me, my link tree is in the my link tree is in the description down below. It's the very first link. I do offer same day readings for anyone that needs an emergency reading or needs some type of same day. Most often they are already done same day, but if you want to have to skip the line, just let me know if there's an emergency and we can get you scheduled and booked in. I offer audio and video as well as pre-recordings, so whichever, works best for you. Just let me know, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around. I do hope that I was able to give you guys the clarity that you were looking for or give you some type of insight, you know. They had a lot to learn about love, not just about being in an intimate connection, but about self-love, about how you show up for yourself, about how your ability to love others is directly related to how much you can love yourself, flaws and all. Okay. Thank you, everyone that stuck around. Thank you, everyone that stuck around. I appreciate all of you. I love all of you. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support and your time and your trust. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. Hopefully, I'll be back on here soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'll be back on here sooner than later. First Paul was accurate. Thank you. Okay, I will see you guys later. Okay, bye, everyone. Remember, if you need to book me, my link tree is in the description, and we also accept tips and donations as well for anyone that's looking to support the channel, guys. Thank you so much. Come on. I don't think I don't think it's gonna let me turn the video off.